All right, everybody, welcome to the Sappy Sorcerer's Soapbox. I have titled this. This is our first episode going out on Spotify as well as Apple, I believe. So I tried to go all for it after a month ago with Maddox. Today I have
Hi,
Tavis Ferguson, whom
hey, everybody.
we previously were on a three-way chat on Musings with Maddox, and if you couldn't tell, I was falling asleep. I was really tired and I had all these things I want to talk to you about, but the issue was for me, it kept coming up. I'm like, if I start it and then like halfway through your answer, I fall asleep. I didn't, but I had the questions, but I'm like, oh. But you sent me an article and immediately I thought of your television because I had my own Magnavox. I sent that to you. Can you just tell me about this television? Because that was the genesis of me wanting to interview you. We're starting early here, guys, but this is just for us
Yeah,
in
it's like
previews.
surely enough, it's like that TV was a gift for my 13th birthday from my mother. And then I had it down in my basement bedroom. I'm in my childhood house right now. And then I was like watching TV. And then come October 2004, it's like the idiot stepfather said no. And I'm like, okie dokie, genius. I'm plugging in the headphones.
That's incredible. Just because I remember like so many different TVs had those ideas. Like I remember Shrek TV, the Minnie Mouse TV, and I'm thinking like when I got older, I'm like, oh.
Uh-huh.
But like for a certain age, it's perfect. And like
No.
the headphone jack, that's just not something you would expect. Like there's TVs that have them, and then you're just like, huh.
Exactly. And unbeknownst to my mother, and it's like that's how I always and also watch the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
Oh. Did it have a VCR or DVD player or just TV?
It
I
was
mean,
just a TV.
okay, cool. Yeah. I had a TV VCR, so it was like a whole unit, so I never had to worry about setting it up. And then I learned how you could duplicate tapes really early by just plugging in one VCR. I was like, oh, that's not too hard. And then you hit record with your little baby TV. And then
Yes.
as a kid, you think you're so cool, and you're like watching it now. You're like, what the hell? But a lot of those tapes I used to have like just alphabetized. They were written, so it was like it looked terrible and different people. I had different, but particularly Trading Places one was a movie I like to fall asleep to. I like to fall asleep to
Yeah.
comedies. And
Yeah.
you mentioned Desperate Housewives. I remember the show coming out. Tell me like how it came across, or like just like first episode, was it DVD? Was it a rerun? Was it like just I
I
don't
watched
know.
it. I watched it live on Sunday, October 3rd, 2004, in first run syndication.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, and earlier that summer, I had seen promos and previews, and I'm like, oh my god, I gotta watch this.
Do you feel like there's like a special feeling like when you watch a show, its first episode and its last episode? There's plenty of shows I think I've done that with and then fell off
Yeah.
in between, but I have that emotional connection. I did it with
Yes.
Futurama, but it kept coming back. So, not that that's a bad thing, but each time it would end, I'd be like, oh, and then
I
just
also did that with, and I don't know if you are of the age of remembering Knots Landing, but I also did that with Knots Landing.
Knots Landing. I do know of that. Yes, I didn't watch it, but totally understand that. Um, when it comes to like what were you like watching patterns? So you'd watch ABC like as a kid, just because I'm just assuming with Desperate
Yeah,
Housewives,
pretty
or
much.
did you
It's
have
like
like a
all over the place. It's like Hard Copy, Entertainment Tonight, Desperate Housewives. It's like Married with Children, Sally Jesse Raphael.
so you liked pop culture at a very young age, like just
I
everything?
did. And it's like
Okay.
and my mother can attest to that, and she has just joined the chat. Hi, mom.
Hi. Hey, we love that. Um, well, and I remember you posted a few weeks ago or time about Home Alone 2. That was one of those when you said your TV, I had a copied version, and that
Yeah,
I used there was movies I'd finish, stop, replay, even if it wasn't watching, it was always on, right?
yeah.
And we think about, how old Joe Pesci and I don't know the
Daniel
guy.
Stern.
That's it. I was gonna say Marv. Like if we're older than them now, and then John Hurt passed, Catherine
I
O'Hara.
know, and then it's like my Home Alone two piece. That's a little bit. too heavy. It's like, no, I would need at
No.
least I'm big bottle of wine, but it's like January 30th when Catherine O'Hara passed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was turned on to um, Schitt's Creek
Oh, I
by
know.
an old coworker. I never watched it. I went through it. Just it was so good. Like um, I've always loved Catherine O'Hara. I grew up with Beetlejuice, so Beetlejuice and Home Alone 2. And then eventually I saw Home Alone 1, but Home Alone 2, I think maybe first 12 years of my life. I'm like,
Yeah, and
what happened to the
honestly,
first one?
several years ago when I actually found Catherine O'Hara's April of 1991 SNL. It's like
Oh wow.
the fact that she said shocked and delighted in her opening monologue, and then she said shocked and delighted on Schitt's Creek. That's where I
That's
picked
cool.
that up.
Okay, I like that. Another thing, I like how you really are good with dates. For me, I think of everything chronologically. Unfortunately, I think I can scrub through my life to different parts, but it
Yeah,
really doesn't work like that. But mentally, I can do that, and I think you could do that as well. I just feel like that's her superpower in a way, and that's what I really wanted, like especially on Maddox's thing. I was like, all right, so it's 2 o'clock officially now. We got a little bit of a preview there, but if you're just joining us officially, welcome. But we've just been chewing the fat for a little bit, or we're chewing something,
exactly.
chewing the carbs. You know, we like carbohydrates. Who doesn't like a good bagel or croissant? Um, so when it comes to media, is there when you were watching television, like you'd go to school, would you obsess over it like throughout the day? Because I think I would obsess to the point where I wasn't paying attention, and then like I would obsess over details, artistic
Yeah.
details, little things,
I
and
would basically pay attention in class, but it's like a lot of times it's like when I was in like third, fourth grade, and it's like sharing, and like the teacher would be like, "Oh, it's like share what you did last night." I'm like, it's like I caught it's like Alec Baldwin on hard copy. It's like spraying shaving cream in a photographer's camera.
Mm. Okay, right. That's how you expect the class, but at the same time, that's
Uh
just something
huh.
you did. I get it, and especially like
Honestly, I think that's how my 49-year-old whack job fourth grade teacher resonated so hard with me. And it's like, honestly, that woman was like a modern day Miss Frizzle.
that's amazing. That's like I think that's everyone's like ideal or dream to have at least one teacher. That's really good, especially
Yeah.
fourth grade. I had someone in fourth grade starting with an S2, but it's weird. She reminded me after the fact, and I remember she read BFG for us, and I just remember her just how she would read it, her voice.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things, just and fourth grade in general, because my third grade teacher and I developed a pretty good bond because I was new, and then she's like, "You got to go with her," and she literally was Miss Frizzle. So it's crazy. And fourth grade, if you need fourth grade, you need if you're going to fourth grade, get a Miss Frizzle.
And over the last several years, my fourth grade teacher, Meryl, and I have been, and it's like reconnected and it's like really close with her. But and it's like her brain has been kind of going and it's like she's been open with being manic depressive. And
Hey,
14 months ago, she just kind of abruptly disappeared out of nowhere. It's like just a flat out ghost. And then I haven't heard anything from her since. And then sure enough, when I was, and it's like my eighth grade math teacher was her daughter in law.
hmm.
And so I'm like, oh, it's like Mrs. Hildy. I remember the first Mrs. Hildy.
It's like you have your own personal Riverdale, I feel like, or
I know.
Smallville type thing, you know?
It's,
Just I really like that. Because I think, do you think there's like a change in programming or just content now, just in general, of how it makes you feel? Like, is there anything that makes you feel the same way that Desperate Housewives or Home Alone 2 did? Not like that childhood way, but just
I'd
that
say
not a positive
honestly,
way.
as of current, it's like my Desperate Housewives level would be Real Housewives of Orange County.
Okay. I always felt like that was in that line of like that vein, like that like a
Yeah.
watershed as a result of it. Okay.
And then it's like I don't know if you saw that piece I put up about Gina Keogh, but it's like on June 24th, 2013, I called in to watch What Happens Live, and I actually spoke to Gina Keogh, and then in that piece I put a link in there where I have been looking for that clip for years, and I'm like, holy hell, I found it.
That's awesome. I have not seen it, but if you share it with me, I Substack to me is still it's I'm not the best when it comes to like navigating apps. Like I
I know.
get them. I'm
I'm
not
still
not trying to
learning.
date myself, like, but
Yeah,
once I get it, and that's one of the things like I
I
think
get
when I
that.
use with what was it? Spotify when someone's like you can add to queue by doing that. I didn't know that gesture. I knew of gestures. I just didn't know that was a gesture. I was like just one of those moments. It's like it's okay. Kind of like
Yeah, and
teaching you.
strangely enough, too, it's like completely out of nowhere. It's like I slept at my mom's over here last night. It's like I was scrolling reels, and it's like when I saw that Figs ad, and I'm like, "Holy Mother of God, Linda Ellerby."
I think there was another article I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah,
The your Spider-Man one. You said you just thought Spider-Man was hot. You didn't really care about.
yeah. It's like not specifically Spider Man. It's like the spandex.
Okay, like but just the idea of it, right?
Uh huh.
But it wasn't like the. Did you ever watch the character, or you just liked it, just the aesthetic of it?
Yeah, it's like I never really paid attention to. It's like anything like that. It's like literally. It's like hi everybody who's watching. It's like yes, I have a thing for spandex.
I mean, that has to go in line with Spider-Man. Like the whole. I'm not sure. You ever watch Mallrats?
I did not.
It's a Kevin Smith movie, and I think it's Jason Lee's in there, and he's obsessed with superheroes like sex lives. So
Uh,
like the thing, he's like wondering how what's going downstairs, and then he's talking about only Wonder Woman's the only person that could have Superman's baby, but
uh-huh.
he'd have to wear a kryptonite condom. It's just some of these ideas, but I
Yeah, I'm
think
kind of embarrassed. I never paid attention to any of that. It's like when I should have been reading comic books and watching. It's like cartoons. My mom can attest to the fact that it's like I was watching hard copy Entertainment Tonight. It's
hmm
like Oprah Winfrey.
but if I may ask, what's your sign? Your
I'm
sun
a
sign?
Cancer,
Okay.
June
More
24th.
okay. When I see you reading, I get that. You got the emotions. Do you know your rising or moon?
What's your sign?
I am a Sagittarius, but I'm a secret Capricorn
Oh,
because
that's awesome.
a lot of my
You'll never guess
planets.
who else is. You'll never guess who else is a Sagittarius. My executive producer, who is curled up in my mom's arms right now.
Aw, Sagittarius just love each other, so I'm sure
Yeah,
I'll
I
love
know.
Chip.
Funny enough, too. It's like Chip actually shares a birthday with Taylor Swift, Wendy Malick, and Dick Van Dyke.
December
They're all
13th. December 3rd. I know that because I've known Swifties, so they have pounded my birthday's relevance. You know, Taylor Swift's birthday's on. I'm like, okay, cool. And
yeah.
it's never been one of those things where I'm like, I don't care. I'm just like, I appreciated the dedication of her fan base to even that exists. But I
Oh, I
understand.
know. It's like when my mom had gotten Chip in June of 2023, I read the paperwork and it said December 13th, 2021. I'm like, holy crap, this is going to
Yep.
be a good one.
Yeah. And I think especially you seem to understand dates, and I think not that other people don't, but like the importance of it because I hear you say it, I see it, and I'm like I love that because it's one of those details that really grounds you into the world that you were in when that happened. Like
Yes.
where the world was, what country was what called what, who was president, what conflicts, and I think so many times the fact that you always put that in, I'm like, I can always think of what you were going through at that time, you know?
Yeah.
And so many times we have to put like almost, what is it? Warnings of, oh, this is opinions from the past, you know? But not that you said anything bad or ever will, but just I like the fact that you just say, it's like, I'm connecting with this part of myself. And then December
Yeah.
13th, you know, just I feel like you'd like cardology based on the numbers, because I think Taylor Swift would be a five of clubs, if I'm not incorrect.
I
Because
gotta,
even
I have to learn what that is, but that definitely does sound intriguing.
it's much simpler and streamlined than astrology and
Yeah.
tarot, and it's a little more mathematically based, which that's what got me. It's the mathematically based. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
and it really depends on. But so you're getting. Sometimes I jump. I had six questions. Gotta take a step back.
Yeah.
Sorry. I like how we're both wearing ties in reverse.
I
Like
know. It's like I figured it's like I gotta keep up with my look.
this was planned. That's not bad. I like it. Specifically like Home Alone 2. Have you seen Mrs. Doubtfire?
Many times.
Okay, that was one of those movies for me growing up. Just like Robin Williams, the way when you wrote Jennifer Grey, I thought that specifically about Robin Williams. Like two most celebrity deaths I think hit me the hardest were Robin Williams and Prince. Like my phone blew up because I was a big Prince fan. Still
You
am.
should have seen it. It's like if you would have been, that's like a fly on the wall at my house on April 21st, 2016.
Yep, yep.
I
And
cried for a week.
you know what? One of the saddest things that I noticed, and it was actually, I think it was maybe a few years earlier, I listened to the song and it was snowing.
Yeah.
Not, you
And
know,
that's no April.
sometimes it snows in April and he passes away in April, and it is a song about a character of his dying. Christopher
Yeah.
died, and I was Prince's most artistic project, I'd say, like where he really went for it and
Uh,
underrated. He directed in it, he starred in it, and it's a very interesting soundtrack, Under the Cherry Moon. No, the soundtrack's called Parade, and then the
yes.
movie's Under the Cherry Moon. I have to, because and then trying to get the cover. I'm one of the weird people on my iTunes or Apple Music or yeah, I have to have it forward because I know it's always seen because it's meant to be opened.
Yeah, you want to
Just
know something crazy too? It's like 19 days from today. It's going to be the 30th anniversary of when I joined the Royal Purple Army.
really, are you doing
That's
any?
like I remember the date, August 29th, 1996. I was 7 years old, misbehaving. My mom said, "Go fold some towels," and I was rummaging through. It's like her CDs, and then I put in the hits volume 2, and I'm like, the first song that got me hooked was Controversy.
Controversy. Oh, the hits volume 2. I'm
Yeah,
glad. Yes, yes. So, for anyone out there who's not a Prince fan, if you need to start, there's a compilation. It's the hits slash B sides. It's a 3 disc set. Anywhere, just start with that. Don't worry about it. And the best part of this compilation was Warner Brothers paid Prince not to do anything with it. They're like, just here's some money. Please just let us do it and not do anything what you would do. And he's like, okay.
exactly.
And it's weird, but his relationship with Warner Brothers is probably one of the most fascinating, but also just goes you how powerful that is, like that group is. Just music rights in general. Like Taylor Swift was able to get people to buy her album so they can just let her have money, which I'm good for her. That's her right, you know. And I thought that was a really cool thing, especially if you're a fan comparing the versions. I'm just going to Taylor Swift, not that I'm a Swiftie. I just like it's a very easy thing for I think more people to understand. Just kind of a lexicon thing. Like if you say Bob Dylan to a certain generation, or Johnny Cash, or etc., or even Elvis. Like I feel like Elvis people are farther and fewer between. Not that they don't exist, but like OG Elvis people that you know.
Exactly. And on that note, it's like next Sunday, it's a crazy day. It's like August 16th. It's like the day that Elvis died, and the day that
Mm-hmm.
Aretha Franklin died, the day that it's like Peter Fonda died, and then it's like the day that Angela Bassett and Madonna both turned 68.
Mm. You know what I would like from you? You need to
Yeah.
do like a hard copy thing, but like day by day. I know it'd be a lot of work, but or at least you'd have to plan it out maybe in a month in
I know
advance.
it's a lot of what I do.
No, but I think it comes so naturally, and I'm like, I like the facts. I like the juxtaposition because if you look at any of the card books or astrology books, they'll tell you just what you said, those names and dates, random
Yeah,
people, same day, but there's a commonality in between it, and then birthdays and days we enter the plane and days we exit the plane.
I know.
And no, it's great. I think of there's recurring numbers just in everyone's life, and oh my goodness. But this is oh, I see. I knew.
Yeah, and then of course it's like my favorite, and it's like my favorite day ever. It's like even more than my own birthday. It's like September 24th. It's like my mom's birthday, and she hates acknowledging it, but it's like she is. Are we allowed to cuss on these lives?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, it's like my mom is literally a goddamn fucking icon, and it's like she does not give herself enough credit.
No, I no. but that's why it's and that's what makes you appreciate her even so much more. It's just you're just like, you know what, you're gonna get it.
Yeah, it's like we've been permanently bonded since June 24th, 1989 at 7:46 in the morning.
1989. Born in the year of the snake.
That's right.
Oh, okay. Interesting. 1989. It's Taylor Swift's year, December, so you're a pinch older than her.
Yeah, it's like chronologically I'm 37, but most days I feel 200.
That's okay. I feel 2000 sometimes. It's just like I think experiencing people's visually, like Jennifer Grey, just in general, like I feel watching movies sometimes it makes you feel like you have this empathy with the people and then you
Yeah, and
go through
honestly, the fact I remember the first time I watched Ferris Bueller, and I'm like, I resonated harder with Jeannie.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then it's like years later, and it's like, of course, because I wasn't around in '86, but I'm like, when people were talking about her nose job, I'm like,
Mm.
seriously?
That's an unfortunate thing, I think, just about anytime you do anything when you become a celebrity.
Uh
It's
huh.
and one of the things, I mean, Edward Norton loves his anonymity. He said one of his things is if he can't go on the subway without having an issue, he doesn't want to do it. But the
Yeah.
celebrity, it's like you're asking for it, and anything you do will be criticized. What's her name? Melanie Griffith, when she was on
Yeah.
Bonfire of the Vanities, during the production, she had gotten an enhancement. And the thing is, when you're reading the book, Julie Salmon's talking about all the producers just talking about her like not she's nothing. Like, oh, she's too old. The bags on like cinematographers, and it's like it's just so cool what actors have to do. But that's
Exactly. And it's like it's Melanie fucking Griffith.
yeah, and like at that point, they're thinking she's a has been because of what happened to her on 9 to 5.
Yeah.
They had to shut down the whole set, and then I think the director made her pay
You know,
eighty.
that was Working Girl.
Working Girl. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mixed 9 to 5 and
And
Working Girl
it's
up.
like 9 to 5 was from 1980 with Dolly.
You're right. You're right. It's because they have the same exact poster.
Uh
You know
huh.
that. And then Harrison Ford is in one of them, right?
Working Girl.
Working Girl, and then 9 to 5 has the guy from Tootsie. Uh,
Dabney Coleman.
right? That
I know,
the
Dustin
director.
Hoffman. Yeah, it's like Dustin Hoffman was Tootsie, but then it's like Dabney Coleman. It's like I don't remember the exact cadence of the lying, egotistical, hypocritical bigot, whatnot. But it's like years later. It's like, of course, when I caught a few episodes of Recess cartoon, I'm like,
Oh.
oh my god, Peter Prickly.
I also did you know I've been looking up. Did you know like at least our generation, because I think we're around the same age. We years out generations after us don't have nearly as much cultural experience as we do. Like we know
Yeah,
stuff almost to the 19th silence. Like I was exposed to silent films because my grandma
yeah,
had Laurel and Hardy towels, or there was a, and I'm always asking who these people are. And when I grew up with Cartoon Network, they were showing Boomerang, and then when I go to school, I'd keep learning. And then now it's like I'm talking to people, they don't know stuff that, like, if it's a year before they're born.
I know.
And I'm like,
Honestly, it feels like most people I talk to, I'm like, oh my god, what are you, 12?
but the thing was, after the 200th time of that happening to me, I was just like, well, here's what I could do. I could continue with, well, back in my day, which hearing as my kid, and I'm like, I don't want to say that, and hearing people I know say it, if anything, I take it as a challenge. I'm like, ooh, like, it's like, just imagine someone that's never heard of something that's super important to you, and you get to tell them. And
Yeah,
usually, I think that would be it. But it's also how you present it to them. I think my favorite thing from my childhood, which is, it's kind of sad, but this is what doom scrolling has replaced for me. I
yeah.
miss watching commercials on TV.
I know.
I watch YouTube compilations of specific years, which I'm sure you would appreciate. They would have specific years on YouTube, and they'll do
I
19
do the
something.
same damn thing.
I knew it. That's why I'm telling you. When we were in that conversation, I'm falling asleep. I'm like, I want to ask him, but I'm like, oh, I don't have the energy, and I'm like, I know we'd go so many places. Before Reese's Puff cereal, 1999,
Yes.
in a diner. That's my favorite Reese's commercial, and I don't know why, but I'll watch it and I'll feel good. It's a 30-second advertisement for you to buy a sugary cereal, and I saw it when, it
I
was
know it's a
in.
dopamine hit.
Why? Why is nostalgia like that? And I go to conventions. I'm actually going to one next week at Monster Mania, which is going to be pretty exciting. I
Yeah.
don't know if you've heard of it or they
I'm
have.
adding that to the to-do list to look it up.
Please, if you should go, if you're gonna, I'm gonna be going there. The author, no, the artist who did the Goosebumps covers or
Yeah.
most of the original is gonna be there
Uh-huh.
for a first time appearance,
Oh,
and
awesome.
I want to bring some books to get signed, and I'm hoping to actually just talk to him. So that
Yeah, it's
that's
like
just
I
one.
know the name. I do know the name R.L. Stein, but I'd never really read the Goosebumps. It's like
No,
back
not the
then.
author, not the author. The guy that did the artwork. That's
Oh,
the
the
thing.
illustrator.
I didn't read the books. I remember the artwork more than the books because I wanted to collect all the books just for the cover. So
Yeah, it's like surely enough. It's like whenever, and it's like when we would have that day, and then it's like when books would come to school. It's like I
the book
wouldn't get
fair.
in. I wouldn't go to the book fair, but it's like I was rocking People magazine.
Yeah, but you know what's cool? It's like I feel like if you had like I feel you're doing this with your Talonverse almost. Like you have yourself there and then everyone else, and I'm like, if I was growing up around someone like with the People magazine, like I gotta talk to him. Everyone has Harry Potter. He's got People magazine. He knows
I
something.
Yeah, just like it's like everybody who's it's like clinging on to superheroes. I was clinging on to Sally Jesse Raphael.
But I think as a result, that gives you so much more in touch with like a different side of culture because pop culture is one thing. It is
Yeah,
I like going to the conventions, but the side of culture you talk about is one I love as well. But you talk sometimes the depending they'll be like what, like entertainment news. That's just its
yeah.
whole subgenre.
That's why
And
I've always made the joke that in my past life I was born in 1968 and lived through to see it all.
yeah, you I've I've done the same thing. It's just I think that's a creator in us that we just and I forgot what the term is because it's not nostalgia since we didn't live through it. I know it's a different term. I remember an English teacher once said that. I forgot. She did get back to me, but that's the I'll remember the conversation, but not the execution or what happened of it. But it's just I don't know. I'm liking this, and I like your the behind love like crazy. Like that's just
I know.
LL.
It's like my mom has always had a really good sense of decoration.
No, and it's beautiful, and you could tell anyone I have an LLC. I know. I'm very sappy.
And this is completely random too, but it's like the other night, it's like when I was reading my archives and then it's like I saw something that I is unpublished about it's like the early days of MTV. It's like back in October of 1983 when David Bowie was being interviewed by Mark Goodman about it's like about black artists being shown. It's like after 2 a.m. And then
Hmm.
the way David Bowie just looked at Mark Goodman, I'm like, go get him.
Yeah, I love David Bowie. He One of my friends, that was when he passed, it was like extremely hard on him, and I remember like we went out and we bought Black Star because it came out I
Yeah.
think the week of or the week before. It was crazy, but it was one of the most David Bowie deaths. Like he did it. David Bowie like had the death. Like he knew it
I've
was
never
coming.
been able to fully make it through Lazarus without completely breaking down because
Yeah,
he released it 3 days before he died.
exactly. And I don't know, there's just certain things where artists create things that will make you feel the pain. Like I'm sure you know What a Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong was written in the middle of Vietnam. And
Yeah.
that's you sometimes forget that. Like and even today people are like pessimistic, but the equivalent like if we were around in the 1700s, like you or I and we're trying to do this thing and like or 1770 before the country's like, "Oh,
I had been burnt at the stake in 5 seconds.
we probably would have, but if we managed to conceal, if we managed to like, learn to be fake, if we knew what we knew now going backwards, you know what I'm saying? If we were spiritually inclined or whatever, I think though there would be people telling us the same exact thing. Like, because a lot of times I feel like, oh, you should do this, because, and I think it's so cool, just your details and the People magazine. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing something. I know, I'm hoping.
I know.
And then, I mean, even if you start with September 24th, like, I'm not forcing you, but if I look and see something that day, like,
Yeah,
I'm,
honestly, I just got an idea for a piece because it's like the same day. It's like my mother transcended from my grandmother's. It's like it's like that is the same day that the Mamas and the Papas performed California Dreamin' on Ed Sullivan.
wow. And like, what's funny is you think somewhere in the Swiss, in that world, or same day, same time, it's like occupying, like blowing out a candle, or where they were doing. And I don't know why that always makes my imagination run. Like there's specific concerts like I like for. I'm a little too much with fandom of artists. I can always tell. Like I put in layers. I'd say there's like
Yeah,
you like a song, maybe then you like their greatest hits. Maybe you like all their albums. Maybe you could do the live stuff, and then when you're a little insane, you start getting bootlegs, live stuff, like everything.
yeah.
Like I did that for Prince. That's
Yeah,
why.
like Madonna's 1990 Blonde Ambition tour. It's like
Hmm.
from May of 1990 when it's like up in Canada and she was about to perform a scene that was in her show. It's like Canadian police almost arrested her for that.
Yeah, and you think about that's crazy. It's art, or Public Enemy, even in the late '80s. Not Public Enemy. I'm
You
sorry,
know?
NWA. They like getting,
Yeah.
well, Public Enemy too, probably, I think, because they were getting
Or
bans
Two
and
Live Crew.
Two Life. Yeah, very big Two Life Crew. Some of these controversies, I'm like, they're just, it's playing music, but and it's so recent. It was within our lifetimes. It's like
Yeah.
very young, and you're just like, it's music. And we see controversy today, but people say stuff. And I think the word controversy, or the song controversy,
Uh-huh.
controversy,
Yeah, and for
fun.
1979, that was game changing.
Oh, and the other thing is I like hits and hits too. Both the way they're structured is not
Yeah.
how anyone would structure it, but it's well structured. And Prince is one of those artists where I need the single cuts and I need the full versions, because Controversy
Yes.
is a 7-minute song, but the single edit's 3 minutes. And the 7-minute version, I like, he goes to "People call me rude. I wish we all were nude. I wish there
Yes.
was no black or white. I wish there were no And he keeps saying that over and over. 1999, I like the 6-minute version.
Yeah, I remember
But
the first time I heard that in Kmart in 1999. It's like I was with my mom.
oh,
Like, holy shit, this is fresh. And then it's like when I found out it was 1982, I'm like, holy mother of God.
and they were talking about that year. And then
Yeah,
I remember counting down and doing this. Like, because, everyone, all these theories, I'm like, oh, okay. You're like, am I gonna die at this young? I'm like, all right.
yeah.
Can't.
Honestly, I thought Y2K was going to kill us all.
I think we all did, because they made it sound so catastrophic. And anyone born after that, I've worked with people born in 1999. I'm like, so you don't even get the song "Party Like It's 1999," but your parents did, because you're here.
Yeah,
And even with Prince, like as an artist, like you said, you were going back to works that you haven't published. Like his, I knew when he was alive, if he died, he could release an album every year for the next century without repeating.
I know it's like it's like I'm
Unreleased.
not exactly 100% confirmed, but it's like last I heard because I followed Paisley Park, it's like
Oh, I need to
no,
go.
it's even though it's been 10 years since he died, it's like he currently has 45 years worth of unreleased material in the vault.
Oh yeah, it's because I remember the problem was the estate, because he didn't have a will. And I that was a few years just figuring that out, because they had to take the Prince estate had to deal with who was, because there was a lot of sisters, and they
I
had to,
know.
like,
And
it was.
honestly, what really sucked too is that it's like I hated that it's like all of Prince's stuff was muted on YouTube, but it's like I'd much rather have Prince alive. It's like putting out new music.
Oh
But
yeah.
even though I was thrilled to finally hear the song match with the video, I'm like, I'd much rather have Prince alive.
Yeah, I think so too, because he was very protective of his music. And he, I think, taught artists about artist rights without them even knowing it, you know. And he did get
Yeah,
his
it's
catalog.
like,
He got his rights back eventually.
yeah,
Eventually,
case in point, it's like 1992 when he signed with Warner Brothers and when he
instantly
wrote
regret it.
Slave on his face and then
Yep,
changed his name to the symbol.
instantly regretted it. And one of the things I liked as a commentary is his B-sides are probably some of his best songs,
I know.
but they're so personal that he winds up often cutting them or releasing them as B-sides, obviously. And
Yeah.
for those who are not in the know, even though I think everyone understands what B-sides are, but these are referring to non-album B-sides, so you'd actually have to track these individually down to get them. One of my favorite, I'm sure you'll appreciate this. It's so bizarre. I'm a huge Batman fan. That is how I became a Prince fan.
Yeah.
There's a B-side, I Love
Bat
You
Dance?
in no, Bat Dance is a good one, but my favorite B-side, it's not anything to do with Batman, and it makes you wonder the people at Warner Brothers what they were thinking of putting this in there. I Love You in Me, and it's
God,
him
I
singing
remember.
from a woman's point of view, but I'm like, this is on a B-side of a Batman soundtrack, and this movie, and like kids, I Love You in Me, and
Yeah.
it's such a good song. It's one of his best slow jams. It's so good, and like he words it so well, and I'm like, wow, I'm like, I'm really rocking out to it. And then anytime you look it up, you'll just see like I think it's Scandalous or maybe it's Arms of Orion. But the Batman soundtrack had so much to do with me loving Prince. And then around 1999, he had the 1999 concert, and I
Yeah.
remember keep seeing it. It's like 1999. I'm like, what? And they kept showing I'm like, what is that? And then one day, my brother's like, that's the guy from the Batman that we're listening to. I'm like, what? 1999. And then you find out that Jack Nicholson and Tim Burton were playing 1999 as a temp for Party Man. And that's why it sounds so similar. Dun, 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 dun. And I'm like,
I love that.
I do. And I love Prince's role in that. The fact that they're like, we, Warner Brothers had him under contract. Like all right, just, because originally it was supposed to be Michael Jackson being Batman, all the songs, and then Prince doing all the bad guy songs.
Yeah.
But the producer was like, we're not making fucking Top Gun here. Just give it to Prince. And then Prince created his own character for this movie. He created Party Man, but he also created Gemini, which was half
Yeah.
Joker, half Batman in the Bat Dance music video. And I'm like, this man just never stops. He like music wise beats Michael Jackson in terms of output. He does
Always.
always. And I think of Cure like just going everywhere in musicianship, but performance and just clearly like. But that's the other thing. Michael Jackson, I always put similar to Elvis. They're both performers, but they
Yes.
also had a team. But they were great performers.
They
But I
were.
think in Michael Jackson by himself, he happened to work with some of the best people ever. Prince would just go by himself, or he can work with good people, but he was hard to work with.
I know, and on that Michael Jackson note, it's like, and the day after my birthday in
Oh
2009, it's
yeah,
like Ferris and Michael Jackson.
that was a tough one. That and I forgot. Was it Farrah Fawcett? No, she
Yeah,
was
and
no was
Farrah
that
Fawcett. Farrah Fawcett died first that morning, and then by the afternoon,
that
Michael
was it.
Jackson died.
And then was it Billy Mays was the third one, or not the third one, but I know
No,
Billy Mays.
it was Ed McMahon on June 23rd, and then it's like Farrah
Mm.
and MJ on the 25th.
Ay, ay, ay. MJ. And the other thing he had a very tragic end just because the whole tour, and it was
Yeah.
so exciting. It was like right before a comeback. Like Prince, it was tragic. I'm sorry.
I know, but what was crazy too about Prince is that a week before he died, it's like when he was at his show in Atlanta, he's like, "Oh, it's like stay tuned in the next week. It's like pray for me." I'm like, could he have predicted his own death?
Maybe. And I remember his actual beliefs prevented him from having a surgery he probably would have
Yeah,
needed.
Jehovah's Witness.
It would have, and even him becoming Jehovah's Witnesses, the Rainbow Children album, which
Yeah,
Kevin Smith filmed a documentary accidentally because he wanted to ask him for the song "The Most Beautiful Girl in the World," and instead of giving him the song, he asked him to shoot a documentary for him that he didn't
yeah,
use, and he didn't give him the rights to the song. And I just thought that was it's a very hearing Kevin Smith talk about his experience with Prince is really funny. It's Jeff. The executive producer today. Ah. Ah. So other than controversy, what would like some of your favorite Prince songs be?
I would say it's like Let's Pretend We're Married. It's like Do Me Baby. It's like Peach, Cream, Erotic City, Scarlet
Ooh,
Pussy.
Erotic City. That's a good one. Scarlet Pussy is a good one. Did have you been following the new tracks? I think Do Yourself a Favor. It was on the special edition in 1999. I really like that. That's like an 8-minute song. That
Yeah,
one's
and it's like
pretty
one song that really busted me open was from 1994 when I found Papa.
Papa.
Yeah, it was this. It's like he literally wrote it about. It's like being abused by his father.
Was that on Space? Or it was 94, right? Yeah, John, his father, he had a very weird relationship with his father, who
Yeah,
he credits him on random songs. Like Scandalous on Batman is credited to his
yeah,
father, as well as Computer Blue on Purple Rain.
yeah.
And even Clarence Williams III, like his relationship, you kind of have a feeling that that line
Yeah,
is
it's
like
like
the
another one that did it for me too is that even though he didn't sing it directly, it's like Sugar Walls by Sheena Easton from December of 1984. It's like
Mhm.
even though Prince called himself, and it's like Alexander the Great, it's like the minute those words left Sheena's mouth, I'm like, that has Prince written all over it.
Oh yeah, that's she liked working with him. Sheila E. Um, he was just everywhere, and
Yeah. Even Carmen Electra in 1991.
yep, that's how she got started. And my favorite Prince associate, so of the proteges, like that's a whole separate list because he had his own tour. Like I think 1999 controversy going to 99 is like peak Prince for me, just in terms of
Yeah,
he hadn't got there yet, so he's still, I feel like sometimes once you hit it, it just changes the
yeah.
trajectory.
And then
But
even randomly rewatching Nurse Jackie on YouTube, the fact that Wendy and Lisa wrote the theme song for Nurse Jackie.
yeah, they did Carnival as well.
Yeah,
Wendy and Lisa are great. I like some of their stuff. There and then I think Roadhouse Garden, which they incorporated a lot into the Sign of the Times box set because it was like 7 different albums. That's why it's so good. It was 7 different failed albums just slammed in together. It was supposed to be Crystal Ball, and it was a 3 album thing. And after he left Warner Brothers, he released like 7 albums in a year, and it's funny, but it was so hard to digest. Like looking back, it's cool, but when you think about the
yeah,
time, 3 hours, I found like there's songs on Emancipation I like, but listening to it in one sitting is exhausting.
I
It is,
know.
it's exhausting.
Yeah, about 10 years ago, it's like I found that. After I saw that episode of Oprah from November of 96 live at Paisley Park, it's like I've been trying to find that. And it's like I got it for my mom for the 3 disc for Mother's Day 2015.
Oh, okay.
Because my mom is the reason that I'm a hardcore Prince fanatic.
I mean,
And it's like all-time favorite dopamine rush is always going to be Raspberry Beret.
did you know he did a suite called The Dopamine Rush? It was supposed to be on one of his spin-off albums,
Oh yeah,
Madhouse. The jazz ones because his
yeah.
he had a sax player, but just the Dopamine Rush suite. I was like, it really is. Delirious is one of those songs where the final version's not my favorite. There's like a 7-minute version, and it's the opening's like 50 seconds. The single version, the opening's like 7 seconds, and then the regular version's 20. But I'm like, for some reason, he likes to take his time getting into the song sometimes. It'll take like a minute for him to add each instrument, but he lets you groove. Let's pretend we're married does that. And then at the
I know.
end,
It's like several years ago. It's like when I was still trying to will myself to be heterosexual. It's like a really sweet Mormon girl that I've known for many years. It's like I would play that song for her all the time about pretending we were married.
no, that's so perfect though. But what about the end where he starts, I wanna, or did you play the single version where it fades out before he starts saying all the things he wants to do with her mouth?
It's like the long version, of course.
Oh, okay. Can you relate? Oh, you think I'm crazy? You're probably right. I'm gonna have fun every motherfucking night. Oh.
Yes.
Just some of those times he'll come up with these random phrases in the long versions, and you're like, where did he come up with that? And then he cuts it. And then America and Around the World in a Day, that was 22 minutes, and he cut it down to 3. I was like, what? Just
Yeah.
jammed
And
it.
it's like that was my mom's introduction to Prince. And it's like she was class of 86. And then it's like, and then the boyfriend she
Mm.
had at the time, it's like they both got into it together.
No, that's cool. And I think that's when he goes and completely does a 180 from Purple Rain. He's like, I'm gonna do my Sergeant Pepper's now.
Yeah, and it's like, I get it now. It's like I'm probably when I was like 9 or 10, I wanted to watch Purple Rain, and then my mom's like, absolutely fucking not. And it's like when I finally saw it in 2017, I'm like, I completely get it. It's like even though Apollonia was not stark naked and you couldn't see anything, I'm like,
Oh yeah.
it's probably not a good idea for a 9-year-old boy to it's like even watch a simulated scene of jumping into Lake Minnetonka naked.
That's not Lake Minnetonka. Oh, that line. The I so of my associates, I think the time I like my favorite time album is What Time Is It? The second one, because the first
Yeah,
one is a Prince album that he did. He basically asked Morris Day. I think it was one of the songs. He's like, "Can you not take credit for the song? I want sole credit. As a result, I'll let you have your own band." Or he, I think that was part of the agreement. So the
yeah,
first band, he does everything but sing. But the band is good, but Prince did everything. And then eventually the band became so good, he was terrified of following them. Like he was actually afraid of his own band that he created. And Morris Day is good. Like he's the
yeah,
best part of Purple Rain. And you find out he's a drummer, maybe as good as Prince, and he's his
yeah.
cousin. And you're like, oh.
Sure.
And then him and Jerome, I remember that was just my favorite thing with the mirror on stage. Jerome. Or on
It was
Crystal
just
Ball.
pure perfection.
Hmm?
It was just pure perfection. Every ounce of it.
And then one of the best fun Prince songs is called Movie Star on Crystal Ball, where he basically is Morris Day. Like,
Yes.
and but Prince also had fun. He did a deep thug song where he's like speaking like this deep guy, and he even talks about himself like he's like, who's this guy, Bob George? What's he do? Manage rock stars, Prince from the Black Album, which he was like it was a bad trip. And I remember listening to the Black Album and it was so obscure, but I mean it's okay. It's like that and Love Sexy I always felt like were these companion albums. They'd be a good double album, but that wasn't my favorite part. Like I like Sign of the Times and I like where he was going. And
It's like
his
even 16 years ago when it's like when I was and it's like married, and then it's like to the deformed chicken McNugget. It's like the song that I kept listening to on repeat was "Sexy Motherfucker."
You Sexy Motherfucker.
Yeah,
Boom,
no,
boom,
it's
boom.
me trying to like hype myself up. But sure enough, it's like I was having really bad stomach trouble. It's like my mom was getting ready with me, and then it's like I had a super minty peppermint tea. I'm like, and she'd kill me for saying this, but I'm like, I wish that I would have skipped my wedding and ran away with my mom.
I get that, especially knowing what you went through. Yeah,
I
like
know.
you know what? Let's take the money from this.
Yeah.
Let's have a really good weekend. Okay, I like that. Oh, everybody's working for the weekend.
I definitely love those countdowns.
Oh, the VH1s. Do you remember those? The top
Yes.
100. I feel the most shocking moments in rock and roll. I think that was the first one I saw.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
like I don't know if you saw the piece I did probably a few weeks back, but it's like several years ago. It's like when I held my phone up to the sky and learned the name of the song. It's like Rock the Casbah by The Clash. It's like
mhm.
I first remember it in the early 2000s. It was on a VH1 retrospective. It's like they were at the segment about Geraldo Rivera getting a chair thrown at his nose on November 3rd,
I'm
1988.
Oh, Geraldo Rivera. He had some interesting segments. The Jimmy Hoffa one. That's one that I think a whole generation has no idea what just that whole month or week of leading up to that broadcast is like. You know.
I know. And it's like even in the same week, that's when Oprah Winfrey had the skinheads on her show. And then it's like she threw them off her show.
Exactly. And it's that was such pioneering stuff, like the late '80s, especially with cable television, Ted
Yeah,
Turner, and you think that's how we were shaped. It's just it wasn't that obvious at the time, but to a few people who had the foresight, it was obvious, or
yeah,
not, but they. And I think we're in a similar time now. Like, I think things are definitely changing, especially because everything's kind of fluid. Nothing's really
yeah,
like, and I think we all have time to kind of at least have fun in this creativity before it kind of like gets fixed. So it's almost like the world's like almost quicksand, but we can mold it slightly. Not like you can just, you know, but
exactly.
um, I have a feeling, and I may be wrong, that you're a big fan of moonlighting. You are?
I am.
I don't know why. I'm just like, I just took a shot in the dark. I'm like, a big Sybil Shepherd fan?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And when she played Martha Stewart in the TV movie.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and then it's like several years ago. It's like around the time of the Trayvon Martin thing. It's like it was a parody, and it's like Sybil Shepherd played a parody of Paula Dean, who was mixed with George Zimmerman.
Wow. Sybil Shepherd, she was something else. Last Picture Show, I remember that was that's like her first big one, especially Peter Bogdanovich, and then all that. I have a feeling you watch or listen to. There's a TCM podcast I really like. The plot thickens, and like it's Joseph Mankiewicz goes through like all these things. So he went through Bogdanovich. He did Cleopatra. His
Yeah,
dad's the making of Cleopatra. Not his uncle. His uncle made Cleopatra because his uncle was Tom Mank. No, was it? There's too many Mankiewiczes. Tom Mankiewicz did Superman, and his dad did Cleopatra, or his brother. I'm lost. But anyway, just some of the detail. I think even if you did a podcast on a specific day, like you could just
yeah.
on April's 21st, this is what happened throughout time. Or
And
you could,
honestly, that's why I've been doing a bunch of test recordings and posting them because even though I think I sound normal talking, when I hear my voice on playback, I literally want to die.
but the thing is, you just got to get used to it. It's like it doesn't you never sound as bad as you think. Like I was has been I remember being mocked for my voice because I'd mumble just because and after a while you learn to dictate dic, diction, sorry. And if anything, um like a lot what you say is inspiring. Like I went through this, like you go through your archives and you find stuff you never published. Like I'm
Yeah,
looking through my old videos and I found stuff I didn't publish, and then I'm kind of recutting some of the stuff I put all together. I'm like, oh wow, I grew, but some of my first videos, I'm like,
I
and
know.
I'm
And it's
like,
like, crazily enough, it's like with 535 published pieces that I have up right now, it's like I still have 679 in my unpublished.
and that's a good problem to have. It's like, it's that Prince problem. You're like, well, what do I want to release? It's like anything. Like Chaos and Disorder was just
Yeah,
outtakes. He just, after his thing, he dumped his albums. Like, all right. Went through the means, did a couple of soundtracks. Uh, but I think after you have to like record, you don't always have to post, but I think when you post, you kind of get a feeling, and then when you get support, and right now, I think we're in a weird time where people are oddly very supportive, especially on the
I know.
internet.
Yeah,
Oddly
honestly, it's
supportive.
like on November 16th when I joined the platform, it's like I wrote my ass off and it's like published. And then I didn't really start sharing or promoting until it's like in January. And then it was probably about like late March when it's like I joined a 30-day of note challenge. And then that's when I met a lot of the connections I have now. And I'm like,
Yeah,
but honestly, how absurd would it be? It's like if you were to like find somebody and then look at their stuff, like, holy crap, over 500 published pieces. And
yeah,
not even, and it's like not even a year.
and that's what makes it. That's what's so beautiful about your work. But it also,
Yeah.
if you were taught like me interviewing you or you're just talking, you can just point exactly. You have like a Rolodex, And I think that's what's so fascinating because you also said not all of it's meant to be read, or I remember you
Yeah.
said start here. I love how you like
Uh-huh.
read, it's like you'll pick up and then different things come through different thread lines, and it
Yeah,
all
honestly,
does.
it's like for the people freshly joining, it's like that's why I did that. And they'd be like, "What the hell is this?" I'm like, "Oh, it's like if you want this, go here. If you want this, go there."
And I think that's even inspirational for other writers because like I'm writing and I'm like, okay, now I can have like a table of contents thing, and even talking to you, you have such emotional attachment to your work that you know it. Because I know stuff, but like if you brought it to my attention, I'm like, oh yeah, but like I can't recall certain things. Like
Yeah.
they'll come to me, but like what you do in your work, and I really appreciate that because it's like I make the polka dot man reference in Suicide Squad so many times, but he needs to release the polka dots. I need to release my words for my health, and I just love how you do it. And like you got the Talon Ferguson files. I think it's
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I just like it. It's well presented, and I like the artist and the force behind it. I think it's just. And talking to you is just so much fun too because I'm like, ooh, I get to tap into that. And just I'm telling you, the television, I'm just like I'm like, we got a show here.
So it's not completely useless information.
It's not. And what you learn, your entertainment, you could probably, I'm guessing, look at a People magazine and like at a, like maybe one, or maybe like one hundredth of the image, and you're like, oh, that's that month or something. Like just,
Yeah.
and I get with that because you'd study it so much. You'd live with that magazine probably for a week. It would be there. It was a friend. And then, do you still have all your magazines, or did you recycle them? Or I didn't know. Do you have an attachment to your like?
Not specifically to the magazines, but
Okay.
I could thumb through it and then remember.
Okay, that's that. See, I think once you start keeping everything, it can
Yeah.
become an issue. It's a two-pronged issue. It's an issue for you, but great for the world because
Yeah.
you have all the stuff. Okay, so that's a good thing because I think I've became a minimalist, like trying to have not just more control of all the things I have because when you have so much tchotchkes and little things, especially magazines, but if you have the information and then you have what you need from it to
Yeah,
write
and
what you
honestly, same. And it's like the way that it's like I get cluttered. It's like I make Delta Burke look like an amateur.
need. Oh,
Yeah,
Delta Burke
referencing
references.
1992 when she spoke about her compulsive hoarding.
Yep, that designing women, but I always remember from that, and Tiny Toon Adventures made Delta Burke jokes a lot, and I think that was gonna. I want to get circle back to that real quick about some of what you know. You like Steven Spielberg's little block of cartoons,
Yeah.
Tiny Toons, and the Warner Brothers. I feel like all
Uh-huh.
of those you would know so much better at the time because they were all like they had Arsenio, everything, everyone on there. You probably knew, and I'm like, who are these people? Looking back, I'm like, wow, I was exposed to all this stuff as a kid, but it went over my
Yeah.
head. But it was so intellectual and intelligent that it works. Even me watching it now, I'm like, huh. Like I love Tiny Toons. Like it's like grew up in a generation of parodies before seeing the actual product. Oh, sir, what are you looking forward to releasing, or is there a project or of your unpublished? Is there something in particular that you're like looking forward to a little bit more than the others?
It's like I don't really obsess about anything specifically, but it's like when I thumb through my stuff and then I'm like, is this going out? And I'm like, yep, it's going out. And then I don't know if you saw my note earlier today, but a piece from November 28th of last year that it was a reflection on Ronnie Spector. And then it's like restacked it this morning. And then it's like, because today is Ronnie Spector's birthday.
Mm. And I
And
think,
the fact that she survived Phil Spector.
yeah,
It's like Ronnie could have been the original Lana Clarkson.
yeah, it it really makes you think, and I just dates. It just comes to you so naturally. And then even you knowing the date and whatever you publish on the date, you tie to yourself, which I think that's what makes the in the artwork, it makes it so much more significant. Because when you talk about it, you know exactly when you released it because that's why
Yeah.
you released it.
Uh,
That's And I don't know. I dig it.
And honestly, that's what shocks me too, is that it's like and it's like when I joined the platform and started writing, I didn't do it for like fame or going viral or applause, but I'm like, holy crap, people actually like what I have to say.
Yeah, it's different, right?
It is.
And the crazy thing is you're just being yourself, and you're like, was it this easy all along, or did I just make it hard? You know?
Yeah, honestly, it's like I wish I could have. It's like released all this 30 years ago. It's like holding on to 30 plus years worth of memories.
I feel exactly the same way as you do, like just release. But I think it's like a faucet. So in creativity, sometimes you've heard blocks or stuff happens, but when it's flowing, like go with it. Just and write, writers write. I like Woody Allen movies. It's always a controversial topic to talk about because not
I
everyone.
know Sunyi.
Yeah, and if someone ever said I don't ever want to watch that, hey, that's cool, and I respect their feelings for that.
Yeah,
That you probably know all about that, and especially
it's like
with
I must say that it's like October 11th of last year was still one of the most shocking days ever.
what was that?
The day that Diane Keaton died.
Oh yes, yes, that one hit me
Yeah,
really
because
hard, huh?
because Annie Hall.
Oh yeah, anyhow, and but just
Yeah,
Diane
and
Keaton
I
in
mean, that's,
general, like
I know.
Father of the Bride. She was always that perfect mom, or just that perfect character. And seeing her in younger with Woody Allen is just something different. It's like seeing a
Yeah,
young Terry Garr. Like
it
Diane
is.
Keaton used to be very much like Terry Garr, and it's like, and it's fun, and you see how she developed, and then
Yeah,
even as she grew, aged so gracefully, but she also like she never didn't seem like herself. She was always authentic, and especially after the whole Mia Farrow Woody Allen situation really broke,
yeah.
he was the first one to come work with him again on Manhattan Murder Mystery, which is a very entertaining movie. Uh, and there's the issue I have was like even with writers because he wrote a lot. The guy's written since the 50s,
Yeah,
and like even like the Stephen King, Tyler Perry, they just keep writing, writing. And just a quick note, like I always find it so unfortunate when artists like get one bad artist ruins it for everyone, especially like in the movie, because it's not like they're the only person that worked on it. Like in the Cosby Show, everyone else but Bill Cosby, everyone else on that show, like they're Raven Simone, like, but it's kind of hard where they have to kind of like have their hat on, and but at the same
uh-huh.
time, the show when it was on did so much good. Like it was game changing, and the legacy of it is unfortunate.
Yeah,
But I think the product it can stand on its own, and maybe it's one of those things where time will. I know it's raw and fresh, and honestly, for all of us, it's despicable that it went on so long and everything that happened. But
I know the fact that it dated back to 1978.
yeah, and that makes it so much worse because you think this was going on during the production of that. And
Yeah,
but I still think the people he wasn't writing everything. And a lot of the people I think gave their best work because they really wanted to see this family succeed and
yeah,
just the whole image. And then what happened was a watershed for the 90s because we got so many good sitcoms in the 90s. I
I
feel
know.
like the 80s, the 70s were amazing. The 80s went a little bit different. Like I think Cheer, like because Norman Lear owned the 70s, and
Yes.
then I feel like Cheers and other shows kind of dominated. It went a different route, but the workplace drama kind of, and then the 90s just I would just say like sitcom became its own medium.
I know. It's like, I swear to God. And it's like, until 1988, it was Cheers. And then it's like, as of November 13th, 1988, it's like Murphy Brown.
Yep, Murphy Brown changed everything. And it came back and did very well for a couple of seasons, I believe. Or
It got canceled quickly after the first season because
oh, it
of
was
the whole
one.
political thing.
That's that's even Roseanne. She
Yeah,
they just threw her off the show and then continued. I was like, well, that all right. I mean, especially with uh, well, sponsorships, it's always going to be like that. Especially, I think it's bizarre, but I've been able to separate the artist from the art. I can understand if people can't. That is their
Yeah.
right. It is their
One
right
moment
song.
you'll never forget was from January of 1989, that episode of Married with Children.
Hmm.
It's like where it's like the Romney in-law actually wrote to all the corporate sponsors, and it's like trying to get the show shut down, and then it completely backfired on poor Terry.
Yeah, it's I love the stories sometimes because when like they're like I want X and then Y happens and you're like, huh? We're like we're gonna try to shut this movie down. You shutting it down made people want to see it.
Yeah, honestly, at the same time, I get it because it's like it's like probably children that were under the age of 9, and then it's like
Oh yeah, especially that
tassels
show.
in a lingerie shop and an old man in pantyhose. It's like, I get it, Terry, I get it, but like honestly, get bent.
Using a Simpsons reference, right? Very timely. That the For sitcoms, like I love sitcoms. It's the format or even the expression. It sometimes has been like there's so many that people can just write it off, and
Yeah,
there's a lot of dull ones. There's a million forgettable ones, which is always. But there's always some that just resonate. One of my favorite has always been Soap. I'm sure you've heard of it, or
I,
it's that one lives in my it's good for the first two seasons, and then once Benson gets his own show, the show falls apart. Same thing with
yeah,
Welcome Back, Carter. It's like it
I
starts
know.
off,
And it's like I did a lot of Facts of Life, Laverne and
uh-huh,
Shirley, Different Strokes.
and then they all keep spinning off into one another, and then this goes to that, and then Punky Brewster. It becomes like a trend. Uh,
Yeah, and then when Frasier got his spin off from Cheers.
I love that. I love Frasier. That's one of my favorite shows.
And I must say, I don't know if you've ever seen "Give Me a Break," but it's like when it's like I caught that, and it's like on YouTube years ago. But it's like when I saw an episode of it's like Brotherly Love. It was like Joey Lawrence and his brothers. It's like when Nell Carter came on that show. It was good.
I've never watched Give Me a Break. I heard of it. That was 90s, right?
It was 1981 NBC.
Oh wow. Okay. I I watched Night Court last couple of years. Every so often there's shows I gotta watch, and then there'll be a
Right.
time in my life where I have a period, and then the show
Yeah, the
becomes
fact that
my
it's been 5 years now since Marky Post died,
ah. And then someone
and she was the mom of Something About Mary, the Cameron Diaz Ben Stiller
no,
movie.
no, no, yeah, I'm just like because like that's Marky Post. Because I always forget about that. And even the whole the situation with Night Court, first couple of
Yeah.
seasons, just changing casts, people passing away. Like it's
And
the
even the
first.
fact that it's like Harry from Night Court was all, and it's like he was also, it's like a sleazy Harry in Cheers.
Yes, he was Harry the Hat,
Uh
one of my
huh.
favorite characters. And I, when I was watching I discovered Cheers on DVD when they were releasing them,
Yeah.
and they used to release them once a year, which was asinine. And then I remember when DVD was getting bigger, they had a promotion. They had an effort to do four a year, which
Yeah.
was now the whole damn show's on streaming. Like, but a lot of we watch streaming get built so we can appreciate not having it. Or I think so many streamers, or I think a lot of Gen Z or even Gen Alpha now are like getting into CDs and records. I'm like, it is cool, trust me. But we
Absolutely.
got over it because we would love like I like being my own DJ with the songs because as much as I like listening to a whole album, I want to listen to some Prince and then I want to listen to some swing music. All right. Now I want Duke, and I have ADD, so I'm like I want to
Yeah,
go.
and it's like honestly, it's like after it's like listen to like a David Bowie Prince mashup, then it's like I want to go listen to some Billie Holiday.
Exactly. Autumn in New York, one of my favorites when she sings it. It's so good. Um, that's and even with CDs, I'm like, I love the format. I hope they still make them for people, but going back to it is like giving up control, I feel, in a weird way. I still like having my digital library. So it's like
Yeah,
I still have it to an extent. Like I'll buy the music and download it because music ownership is different than movie ownership because there's no DRM on music. If they do that for movies, it might help. It might not, but it might help people be a little less weary because it's it's always fun watching the physical media. people, they're coming for your discs. And I've been
Yeah.
hearing it for like decades. I'm like, okay.
And when I started catching up on Cheers, probably about it's like 15 years ago, it's like season 4 kind of stuck out to me the most because at the same time, it's like Orange is the New Black was on, and it's like it was the
Hmm.
3-part season finale of season 4. It's like where Captain Catherine Janeway was the city councilwoman.
Yes. And that was when you had to figure out Sam, like, they were supposed to get no, Frasier and Diane were gonna get married at the end of season 3, and then she came back for season
And then
4.
Diane left him at the altar in
Mm-hmm.
Italy.
Yep, season, yeah. That's so Diane. Just she. I liked when I was younger. I liked her. I didn't get why everyone hated her. And as I got older, I was like, I kind of get it. But when I was young, I'm
Yes.
like, why is everyone so
And
mean to
as
her?
much as I love Kirstie Alley, I was definitely more of a team Diane.
I like, yeah. I would say I'm Team Diane. I think Kirstie Alley fit more in with the team though. Like she was one of the guys almost,
She did.
and she was funnier than Diane, but
Yeah.
she wasn't as good of a romantic lead for Sam because they were good friends and they
Yeah, because Diane was going toe to. Oh no, it's like Rebecca was going toe to toe with Sam. It's
that
like well, Diane was being. It's like a weepy. It's like willowy. It's like academia, and
it
it's like I
it
feel like a Diane.
and I think we all feel like Diane sometimes in our lives just because she had this thing and she's left. Like the pilot of Cheers is one of the best
Yeah,
episodes
when she got
of
left at the bar by Sumner.
Sumner, who comes back.
Yep, in
and
1987, right when they're about to get married, he's like, "Oh, come write your book."
and it works though, but that's the funny thing. Like it's not even like a writing. Oh, that's a cheap writing thing. I'm like, no, that would happen. And the thing I loved most about Cheers was everyone was losers there, but they all kept each other going. Like
I know.
Carla, throughout the entire series, has a very miserable life, but it's like she's a mother, she's so giving, she's working, but by the time you see them at the end of Cheers, it's like, oh man, it's like not saying character wise, but they don't lie. It's not like everyone's doing great. Like
Yeah,
Carla's kids are in jail, one's married. She's like,
yeah. It's
which
like May
one?
20th, 1993, another iconic day, the series finale of Cheers.
So epic, and they had the whole night, the 3-part show.
Yeah, and then the fact that it's like Diane came back, and then it's like, will they, won't they?
They won't.
The only thing that would have made that perfect is if from the pilot episode in 1982, it's like the kid at the bar trying to,
If he
it's
would have
like,
came back,
if they would
oh,
have brought that kid back.
that they tried the best with him walking out and then walking in, but if the kid would have come back, that would have been cool. Frasier did that with um the guy picks up the chair, same guy
Yeah,
dropped the chair off. Like I love that kind of bookend. And that would have been a good opportunity for Cheers. And I think Cheers though, like it's funny, the show Frasier wasn't as good at Cheers as going from seriousness to levity within. Frasier I think got a little too dramatic after season 6.
yeah,
Like first 6 seasons are near perfect.
uh-huh.
Then Daphne, like I like Daphne, but I felt like they tried to make her too annoying. And Roz was always just one of the best characters.
I always, and it's like Lilith was always iconic ever since Frasier.
Yeah, and they were releasing the season ones at the same time, so I didn't know what happened at the end of Cheers. And I keep hearing of the suicide incident. I'm like, what are they talking about? Because the last few seasons of Cheers, Frasier just goes through hell, and you're like, oh shit, you
Yeah,
don't know that. Like, his wife leaves him, and they go to the center. They go into the center of the world planet, and he leaves the kid, and you're like, what? And then everyone on Frasier, um, mostly was on Cheers. His
yeah.
dad, right? Everyone except Niles, I think, was actually on Cheers, and
That's right.
Niles
And it's
and
like
Daphne.
even it's like that old man in the background of Cheers. It's like that was Rhea Perlman's father.
Oh, Al, I love him. Coach is actually my favorite character, despite that
I
whole
know.
run. I love him, and I identify with him because I'd say I was up until maybe my early 30s that I
Yeah.
saw the world that he did. Because the way he played the character was everyone was telling the truth. That, like, in
Yeah.
his mind, like, so he's like, oh, you don't say. Like, he didn't take sarcasm, but he thought everyone was being genuine.
And honestly, it's like when that guy came in, it's like about an emergency, and then it's like talking about the fiance, and it's like that was legendary for 1984. It's like talking about it's like the son with the black fiance
Oh yeah.
who
Oh
happened
yeah.
to
Oh
be
yeah. He's
another.
like, and she's black, and he's like, all right. And then yeah, oh, and he had to figure it out, but he didn't know. And they're like, come on, coach. And that's what the show. That's what we need. But I
And
think
he knocked it out of the park.
and that's what Substack is. I think for me, for you, it's like they're the people in Cheers. And the only thing that I wish we could do is have this like more of a actual place we can go. But
I know.
at least it's in the universe. So think of like your iPad, your phone as a portal. So it's like at least I know it's possible. It's like you can't reach in quite and take it, but as a possibility you can like meet up. And that Cheers vibe of just them always rooting for each other, and it's like it was like a stage. Anytime I worked a job, I always thought I was on a set. I'm not kidding. I thought of
Yeah.
places, there's confession rooms. I'm like, every single interaction I had was a set. The only thing is nobody else knew they were on a sitcom, but I was like, I know we're on a show because we are. This situation's completely asinine. Everything's out, and we have to figure this out.
And that's
Cool.
what's happening with my real life job too. And then it's like, even though it's really dumb, I'm not allowed to comment on it. So that's like if you've ever, it's like heard my government hooker working at a brothel lore. It's like, yeah, basically whenever I'm government hooking, it's like people don't know they're canonized, and it's like in a
Yeah,
sitcom.
and uh, Matt Groening said for The Simpsons, he couldn't tell you who was more upset, the people he did base it off of or the people he didn't base it off of. You know, like
Yeah.
characters. And I always found that hard. Like I'd have to produce the thing before I'd talk to the people about it. Or if I would, I'm like, I don't know if I'd want to tell them. I've told people, and then they're like, okay, but then based on the reactions, I'm like, you know what? Let
I've
their
told
imagine.
very few people about it, and it's like the fact that I use real names, but it's
Oh
like
yeah.
depictions of the real
hmm
people.
I I I like that. Like they're just people. Like some of their mannerisms. Like I just like you can just that's it. I don't know. Like you focus in and then you expand that and you think to write about that. Like you know how like everyone has their hook like on the everyone kind of has a hook even if you're friends with them working like there's something they do specifically that you like or something but it's like yeah,
Yeah.
like um so I think what's cool it's like especially with this we're in Pluto's an Aquarius, so it's an age of Aquarius. Pluto's a planet that changes every like 20 years, and it was in Capricorn, which is hard. It's hard if it's in your sign or one of your signs, and that means you'll build stuff up and it will come down, and then you'll
Yeah.
build it up, and then just imagine doing that for 20 years straight. And I'm like, yep, I've had a giant, huge collection, sold every last one. I miss it, but the fact that I can talk about all my content is based on that collection I had. I don't have it anymore, but I can remember it. I could still see it. I can find pieces. I don't need it. But me, like, you said 30 years of experience, same thing. These tapes, these DVDs, these experiences, Cheers, Entertainment Tonight, People Magazine, the artwork on some of these, like I love graphic design and I like
Yeah.
layout. So magazine layout is something that's might be going away because you go to a store, who goes to the magazine rack, honestly? You'll see it,
I
you'll
know,
look at
honestly,
it.
I've been doing that too. It's like even when I was 7, and it's like I don't know if you saw my recent piece, Check Stand Confessionals, about it's like
Oh, I like the title. Send that to me.
yeah, with July 23rd. It's like we unfortunately had a house fire here in Pendleton, where it's like my old supervisor Consuelo, who has worked in grocery for several years. It's like she's 68, and it's like had to leap out of a second story window to it's like save her own life. It's like it's like completely out of nowhere. It's like back in April. It's like I just remembered. It's like memories of working in a grocery store, and it's like wrote about that, and then it's like when I put it back out there, and it's like wrote again. It's like that is one of the biggest pieces that has had the biggest
Oh yeah.
local reach.
Oh yeah. Because
Yeah, because literally it's like Consuelo in Pendleton. It's like she's stitched into the canon everywhere.
and I'm glad you mentioned grocery stores because a lot of times throughout my life, I've wanted to work where people go. I don't know. And that's that Cheers thing.
Yeah,
Supermarket is some place where everyone goes. Not, and
everywhere.
sometimes I know your name, but everyone goes there. Like Cheers, people who don't drink don't go to Cheers. They might go to Melville's, so
Yeah.
they'll hang down. But I think just that you'd meet everyone, and then like if you ever been to a bank, you meet a lot of people in the community, and then you
Yeah.
coffee shops, and
And it's like dating back to when I was 6. It's like I literally wanted to marry all the ladies at Albertsons.
hmm,
And then it's like when I was 16, I worked there as a bagger.
Albertsons. You're in
Yeah, and
Oregon, right?
shortly enough, it's like about a week ago when Spokane, Washington had a house fire. It's like my ex-wife has worked at Albertsons for almost
Mm.
19 years. And of course, even though I haven't spoken to the Chicken McNugget in over a decade, it's like I hope she's okay because she works up in that area that I when I lived in Spokane, it's like she works up there. So I'm like, even though I hate her, it's like I hope she doesn't
Oh,
burn to a
obviously.
crisp.
Yeah. You've heard of their Chicken McNugget. Have you watched House Guest?
Yes, I
From
have.
Is that where you got it from, or did
I know
you?
it's not
That's the
actually.
first
It's
time I
like,
heard that expression.
yeah, it's like when I first met Holly and then we were dating. It's like me being 6'5", and it's like she was 4'9". It's like Chelsea Handler called her friend Chewy her little chicken McNugget. So it's like I called Holly my little chicken McNugget.
Okay. It's because I remember when Sinbad's talking to the Vanilla Ice or EC3, he's like, "You got a chicken McNugget." Just okay. All
Yep,
right.
I stole that from Chelsea Handler.
Okay, Chelsea Handler. I like that. Oh, and but the Substack community, I think, are cheers, if anything, in a cool way.
Absolutely.
I just wonder, like, who would be the Melvilles? Oh, Sal. One of my favorite characters that showed up later, because when you think of the show, the first 5 seasons with Diane really don't have an overall direction.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny because they don't play how dumb he is. Like, that's what I like about the pilot. Like, and then as the show goes on, they kind of play it up that
Yeah.
he's kind of dumb. But from season 6, when he has to buy the bar back, that's like a whole 3 season arc. And when he finally gets it back, he doesn't know anything. And then Kirstie Alley burns it. And then the wedding episode, Woody's wedding is one of the best episodes. That's like pretty much
No,
the setup for Frasier, that episode.
it is.
It and even when the bar burned and then they went to the new like Fridays like bar and they gave I'm like, free appetizers. That's the early 90s. That was a thing at some point. Like we missed
Yeah,
so
one of the
much.
scenes I remember in the episode where it's like they were fixing the phone, and then it's like Glenn Shaddix, who
Yes.
was in Beatles,
Hitting
and
on
he's
her.
like, "Have you ever seen the ceiling of a bone truck? If I would have known you were a foxy lady, I would have worn my clean pants." Like,
Fox. Oh, especially Glenn Shade. It's just I love him. And then Robert Prosky played her dad.
yeah, and it's like he was in Mrs. Doubtfire.
And Frasier. He was one of those actors I liked a lot because he felt like a grandpa that I wish, I
Yeah.
was able to know.
And another one I remember too, it's like this predates Desperate Housewives, but when Marcia Cross was on Cheers in 1989 playing Rebecca's sister.
Oh yeah. She hated her sister, right? Or no?
Rebecca hated Susan.
Okay, because I get confused. There's all these shows like Francine hates her sister.
Yeah.
It's always that it's like a common trope, right? Sisters. Does
Uh-huh.
Lilith has a brother? I was thinking Lilith doesn't have a sister. She has a brother, Michael
Yeah,
Keaton.
I never saw the brother, but it's like I remember it's like when it's like Mother Sternan came and then it's like forced Frasier and Lilith to redo their vows.
Yeah. Oh yes, mother. Yes, mother. And even you see Frasier's mom the only time in the entire thing, and it seems
Yeah,
like
in 1984.
based on her threatening Diane, it doesn't seem like anything that you
I know,
hear
and the
about.
fact that Glynis Johns lived to be 103.
Yeah, right. Ah, the
Yeah, and I remember first seeing her when I saw Superstar in 1999. It's like she played Molly Shannon's grandmother. I'm like, oh my God, that's Molly Shannon's grandmother in Cheers.
and you're like, oh, they're still go. Yeah, all right. Who else? I forgot. The Yeah, I can't remember the Melville. He was around because because Cheers was around for such a long time, and it's like only Nicholas Colasanto like was the only one, or there probably could have been some. No, Al
Yeah,
passed.
but it's like that was it's like in February 1985 when he died at 61 from the heart attack. That was really sad, but it's like the way they brought in Woody as a pen pal. It's like I liked that.
It picked up perfectly, but the show became more of a sitcom, which made it more successful because
Yeah,
the first three seasons are different than the rest of the series,
oh, they
and it
are.
but I like the vibe of it. Same thing with Seinfeld. The first season's like Woody Allen 20-minute movies, like which
Yeah,
I like.
what's
They're
funny
very
too is that
slow.
I never saw a lot of Seinfeld, but I remember it's like Sue Ellen Mishke, the braless
Yes.
wonder,
Yes.
who happened to be Mary Alice, the narrator on Desperate Housewives.
Terry Hatcher. They are real and they are spectacular.
And Terry Hatcher and Soap Dish.
Oh yeah. Terry had and of course can't forget Lois and Clark, which I
I
remember
never saw
trying to watch.
Lois and Clark, but I do remember when she did Radio Shack commercials with Howie Long.
Yes. And I remember that like what was one of them? She's like, "Well, you know what a good gift would be? Football tickets." No, even better. Season tickets. I was like
Yeah.
the commercials, I've seen them so many times. I can recite them from memory. And I think it's so cool. We both love Cheers and we both like watching old commercials. And then,
I know
just
I got another funny commercial story. It's like do you remember Herbal Essence shampoo?
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
it's like
yes.
when I was 7, I had no idea what the hell I was doing, but I thought that was the rules when you use that shampoo. And my mom's probably thinking, what?
Really?
Yeah.
No, I like that because I would do similar stuff. Maybe not exactly like that, but I'm like, huh?
Yeah,
How
it's
did
like I
that
thought
go?
I'm like, oh, herbal essence, you have to go, oh yes, oh yes. But then later I'm like, oh my God, I was simulating an orgasm.
But as a kid, it was the most innocent. I'm just copying this thing, and yes,
Yeah.
I like my hair clean. I should feel, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's like if you think that's good, do you remember it's like 1999 when Tom Green was going through it's like cancer and then he had that documentary on MTV and
mhm.
where he had the song where it's like, hey kids, it's like check yourself. It's like of course I was laying on my living room floor. My mom came into the living room. She's like, what in the name of God are you doing? I'm like, I'm making sure I don't have cancer.
And just her reaction might be like, okay.
Uh-huh.
No, man, that's and you have such a good warm affection for your memories. That's what I like. And it seems to shape you in a very positive way,
A
and it
lot of
continues.
good.
And I think it like propels you. A movie I like a lot, Blade Runner, just the obsession with memories. I've always found that interesting. Just that aspect alone, just because the have you seen it or do you know of it?
I have seen clips of it. I remember that John Ritter was in it.
Was he?
I think so.
Blade Runner was Harrison Ford.
I got to Google this.
Okay. It was Harrison Ford, Rutger Hauer, Daryl Hannah, Sean Young.
Oh, Sean Young. It's like the infamous 1991 Joan Rivers episode that
Mhm.
has stuck with me for decades.
Sean Young also supposed to be in Batman as Vicky Vale fell off a horse.
Yep, and then it's like she literally, when Tim Burton was so terrified he was hiding in his office.
When she came dressed as Catwoman because she's like, I
Uh-huh.
deserve the role. And she jumped on the. But at the same time, there's a 50-50 chance that could have worked with the
Oh, I'm
right
thinking of
person.
a different Blade Runner. It's like I was not aware that it was 1982. I was thinking 1996.
Soldier? That is in the same universe. It's with Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
It's a movie very that might have Ritter in it.
Yeah, but
But
Everson's Problem Child too, and then it's like thinking back about it's like the birthday of MTV. It's like how I first knew about Martha Quinn as the girl who stuck Kleenex in her chest. It's like before it's like ringing the doorbell and then got electrocuted. Yeah, but surely enough, it's like when it's like absorbed the beginning of MTV. It's like I knew Nina Blackwood before I knew Martha Quinn.
mm, I find it fascinating. Also, our generation knows about the opening of MTV. You ask
Yeah.
people younger than us, do they know about the or origination of Nickelodeon? Like, we'll know of that too, because they don't know it. And I'm like, the history is the best part, because MTV in the 80s was something else.
Yes,
It was like Saturday Night Live used to be. It was like this
I
alternate,
know.
and like there's a big wrestling connection with MTV, and that's what made wrestling big. Was Cindy
Yes,
Lauper
celebrity
helped.
deathmatch.
Cindy Lauper and Andy Warhol saying wrestling, Danny DeVito talking about it, just that cross promotion, and it was MTV that did that, and you
Yeah,
were
and then
like, what?
Club MTV. It's like that's what I wish I could have been alive for. Club
Yes,
MTV.
I want my MTV, and then you'd have celebrity
Yeah, and
VJs.
then
That was a
Downtown Julie Brown.
mhm.
Yeah, and then
and
the fact that Grace Slick's daughter was an MTV VJ.
and they had each they had their own genres. Then they had the early '90s when they had all it was always the beaches.
Yeah,
Every not
Even Jenny McCarthy was
Yes, Jenny
an
McCarthy.
MTV.
Yep, and Jenny McCarthy. She was at WrestleMania 11, 1995. Same thing with dates for you. I'm like, I'll know celebrities that happen to show up in a wrestling event. I know that they exist, and then I learn later their thread. They're
Yeah,
my consciousness. They'll pass like okay, because going back to like advertisements, there's a movie called Hurricane from 1999 starring Denzel Washington. It's based off of a boxer from New Jersey, Reuben Carter, who was falsely.
you remember.
And I remember the commercial go on all the time. Like I'd watch wrestling, so it'd be like there'd be a line. He'd say, "Love put me in here, but hate's gonna bust me out." And you'd hear that like there would be trailers, and you would just wait for the line because you're watching the same programming of television, and you're gonna see the same commercial maybe 10 times if you're watching in two
Yeah,
hours. Later, I find out that the whole story of Reuben Carter, the Hurricane, and Bob Dylan wrote a song about him. Huge Bob Dylan fan, did not know in 1999, not only was I introduced Prince with his tour, Bob Dylan, it was here, but it didn't fully. And I think it's like doing passes with, I think with
yeah.
creative works. Like, that's why, and what draws you to come back, that shows you like it. Like, if you watch it multiple times, or you reading the People magazine, like me watching WrestleMania 4 over and over. Why are you watching it?
It's
And
like
it's
even on Bob Dylan, it's like 1989 Murphy Brown. It's like that episode featuring Linda Ellerbee. It's like Subterranean Homesick
like
Blues was in
blues,
that
yeah,
episode.
yeah, and you're like, oh, and Friends, sign on the window. I'm like this. I'm like Bob Dylan's in Friends. He was in Moon Knight, which is MCU Marvel. I was like, okay, Bob Dylan's in the MCU, and I like when it just everyone influences everyone. It's kind of like this. We're like a giant melting pot. That's what I think is kind of
Mhm.
cool about
And then
culture.
even Kathleen Turner playing Chandler Bing's father.
That when I was finishing the series because I was watching it and then I finished it, I'm like, the show is one of those rare sitcoms that gets better and then stays good, and then it
Yeah.
ends very well. Like this,
Oh, it does.
it doesn't fall off. And I didn't watch Friends until last 4 years, and so I've made it all these conversations references. I'm just always because it's either your Seinfeld or Friends. So I guess I was a Seinfeld. And once I watched Friends, I'm like, I don't see why there was a choice. I can like them both. And I also knew of here's where you're gonna find this funny. I knew someone who found it bizarre that I knew who Ursula was before I knew who Phoebe was. Because I had watched Mad About You, and those would come on
I
DVDs,
would
but
have
they stopped after
Yeah.
two, and then they released three, and then it took them like five. It's one of those shows that people like, but no one cared enough. It wasn't financially feasible. But the reason I watched Mad About You at all was because Cyndi Lauper was on it a couple of times, and I'm a huge Cyndi Lauper fan, so I'm watching it, and then I'm like, oh, Ursula, and then I find out she has a sister, and
Yeah,
I'm
the only
like,
thing I know for sure is that I owe a lot of my taste, and it's like a lot of my. I owe it all to my mom and the fact that it's like she watched Mad About You, so I watched Mad About You, and then in watching that show, it's like Paul Reiser's lesbian sister
mm-hmm.
Debbie. It was in the third Honey I Shrunk the Kids movie from 1997.
Honey, we shrunk ourselves.
Yeah, the
I
first one
remember.
with blatant product placement.
You're in
Yeah,
big trouble, mister. I never saw the movie, but the commercial was in front of one tape I had. I don't remember. But
honestly, it's if you ever find that anywhere, it's like, and it's like Patty in the third movie. That is Paul Reiser's lesbian sister Debbie from Mad About You.
and then I just love their dynamic, Helen Hunt and Paul Reiser. They were so good. What time do you need to be off? I don't want to keep you, or you're good.
And it's like I am. It's like good to go. That's like the only thing. It's like I have my shrink appointment at 4:30, so I'm gonna have a lot of good things for her.
Oh, they're good. Yeah, that's what I remember we asked him. Like, did you want to do this before or after? Did you want something to talk about, or did you want to hype yourself up? Because it's always one of those deep. Oh,
And it's like if anything, I feel like in this universe, it's like if Substack was Cheers, I feel like I would be a
ooh.
mixture of Norm Peterson and then Woody.
Okay. You would come in and tell us something about the date. Maybe a pinch of Clavin, not in a bad way. I'm just saying with the information, maybe a little
Yeah,
factual.
it's like not in the annoying way because there's plenty
Yeah,
of time. I'm
I
like,
like, I
shut
like,
up.
I like Cliff, but then as that was the same thing when I watched it back, I'm like, get it. I get why everyone hates it, but
Yeah,
it's
and
like,
honestly, that's why it's like I'm sure a lot of people. It's like because I haven't really been this open with writing as I have, and especially it's like since my work is making a way around my hometown, I'm like people are probably thinking, "Holy hell!" Because a lot of people, man, when I was growing up here, a lot of people hated me.
yeah, I know the feeling. I think some people still hate me, but it's okay.
Yeah, and
Hate.
honestly, and that's like the fact that it's like when I was diagnosed autistic in 1993, that was around the Rain Man era. It's like I've always
Mm.
felt a kinship with Ryan White. And even though it's like clearly I didn't get AIDS from a blood transfusion, it's like people hated Ryan White for something that wasn't his fault.
That story is one of the most heartbreaking stories, and I know I don't know if it's something they still talk about in health class or because I mean, I remember what we saw in school, but then I don't know how curriculums have changed since I had no involvement. I can
Yeah,
imagine it being significantly different because a lot of stuff we watched was like from the 70s, sometimes
yeah,
from the 60s, and they've made like 100 times more content now for free that's probably more updated.
I
But
know.
I think the fact that we'd watch like 21 Jump Street in health class for certain aspects, or we watched Philadelphia in health class, just because how that the just Tom Hanks's performance they wanted us to focus on. It's it's
I
like
remember in seventh grade, it's like I don't know if you ever saw the movie Pay It Forward, but that broke me, and I watched it in seventh grade social studies.
yeah these and it's hard, especially like these movies you're watching in class and it's hitting you and you're like I don't want to cry in class, but
Yeah, how embarrassing.
no, I've done it. It was actually during the lecture hall, but I just put my
Yeah.
sunglasses on and just started crying.
Yeah,
I'm
so
like I'm
that
like
was
I was in the middle. I'm like
my introduction to Angie Dickinson.
ooh, Angie Dickinson, Dress to Kill, one of my all-time favorites. Just so good. Um, Cheers, I like Frasier. I'd say a little bit of Frasier because I could be a pompous prick when it comes to movies. I'm trying not to be. That's one thing I've gotten better at. Um, Coach, in terms of just being open, I think Sam Malone for that. I feel like I had a whole different life. Not like it was better or just different. I feel like I lived a whole different life. Like his baseball career is like a whole other layer that you forget.
I
Like
know.
I have New York Yankee fans in my family, and I really want to get a custom Boston Sam Malone Boston Red Sox jersey, which I'm
I know.
pretty sure I'd get shot
And
if I.
what's crazy too is that it's like probably around 1995, 1996 before I really started watching Cheers. Every time the opening credits came on, they terrified me.
Really the dun 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 dun, dun or
No,
the
not the music, but it's like the graphics that went with it.
oh the old timey 1830s
Yeah, I'm
green.
like, what the hell? I was a weird kid.
No, every time I look at the cheers when it comes on, I always look at the guy below the table who like is hanging. I'm like, why would they have that? Because you see the woman, she's like this, and then there is a guy underneath their table who looks like he's struggling to get up or something.
Yeah, and honestly,
And
I remember thinking it was really cool when they added BB Newworth to the title card. It's like where they gave her a character.
like eventually, right? And
Uh,
her card was I liked her card, and I liked that was one of the things I was watching the shows like progressively. I like seeing the cards get added, and then for BB, hers eventually became when she showed up in the episode. Like,
I know. And then it's like I always thought George Wentz, it's like his opening graphic looked exactly like him.
oh yeah, the guy right on the
Uh,
side, and I think it like that, and then I think I never watched Coach, but I like the intro to Coach.
yeah,
It's
I
one of those shows I
remember
think.
that too. I never saw an episode of
Dun,
Coach, but I
dun,
remember the
dun,
opening
dun,
music. And
dun, dun.
of course, I knew that. It's like Craig T. Nelson
You
was
know.
from Spokane.
Oh, and then I don't remember the actor's name. He's Patrick Starr, and he's on How I Met Your Mother as Marshall's dad.
I don't know how it's pronounced because I don't want to say. I think it's like it looks like Fagger, so it looks like I think it's Fagerbake.
Figure big. Okay.
Because if you say the bundle of sticks terminology,
No, I get it. I get it.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I just need to put me into low power mode. I might have to go soon. All right. That's a fun problem to have with the charging. This has been great so far, Tavis. Thank you so
I
much
know,
for
and
doing
it's like I'm just all wired in. I have my work computer over here. Thank God for working remote.
Oh yes,
It's like
yes.
down the road when I get better at this and when I can invest in some higher quality studio equipment.
And one of the greatest things though is you can do it now though. Like if someone wants to be a photographer, they could do it with their phone. Like I've had the equipment. I love the phone because carrying all that crap is a pain. Having
Yeah.
your phone be like a hard drive, a camera, a music player, your friend, a source of guide, it's
Yeah, it's like everything. I mean, it's like my entire life is on my phone. And then it's like, as a joke, it's like I even a couple weeks ago, I'm like, a piece. It's like to whomever finds this phone, and then it's like gave them the entire rundown. And it's like the first thing I said, and it's like whoever finds this phone, it's like first and foremost, make sure Chip is okay.
I I think that would be an interesting legacy or even like a thing that humans do. I'm surprised nobody thought to do that. Like the legacy of their phone would keep them alive almost instead
Yeah,
of cemeteries. Like I know that's weird, but a personality could be in your phone, like how you
yeah,
organize your photo, you and everything. And the other thing is, it's like it's great because if you know your ecosystem or you know your data or how to have it,
yeah.
if you have a fire and everything's backed up like 5 times, you know it. It's like all right, it's like
Honestly, the 90,000 pictures in my camera roll, it's like with my chat GPT threads, it's like with everything, it's like,
we were without it and we like it, and I think future
yeah,
generations might go. I think it might be almost like a straight edge type, almost badge of honor to go digitalist. I think that
yeah,
like following Generation Alpha maybe, and I think it's just gonna be like a subset group, and it's gonna be good for them. But at the same time, I think it's gonna influence people to do these 30-day challenges. But
I
it's
know.
kind of hard because the thing is like imagine all these things like with government forms that we could do in our home versus waiting online.
Yeah,
That some of these don't understand how awful and great this is. Like, or paying bills or finding out. It used to take you like 3 weeks to figure out you had money missing because the bank would write you.
I
Now
never would have. It's like back in 1995, I never would have pictured the technology of today.
absolutely not, right? And you're like, okay, and you just got used to it, and now it's so easy. You're like, wow, it's better now. And then we're seeing it step by step. And I remember as it was happening, I was very resistant towards it, which made me realize I was like, okay, that's not a good thing. And then I remember I was an early adopter once, and we learned about them in class actually. Of there's like a trend of how people purchase. So there's like there's people that buy it like after it's on sale. So think of people buy launch day to be early adopters. Then there's
Yeah,
like a major point, and then when it starts going down. And I was an early adopter for 4K. Like I was late to DVD and Blu-ray, but I wanted to be an early adopter for that. It was exciting, but what was funny about it? There was not enough content, and everything I paid for was half price within 2 years. But
I know, right?
but having it that first 2 years, pretty cool. Like having a Laserdisc player in the 80s, probably the coolest thing ever. And like, or that with a record player and a good collection, you were a library. Like that was it, you know? And that's the thing. It's like I have appreciation for the physical, but I love what digital has done, and I like how, I can if I want to send you something or you want to see that Reese's Puff commercial. And the other
Yeah.
thing is the dedication. I don't know. There's an episode of Frasier where Daphne accidentally records over one of his tapes, and you find out in one of the rare shots of his closet that he has a complete collection of every show he records. Which I was like, okay. And then she accidentally destroyed the tape to do in the boombox, and he's upset, and he tries to find out. Goes to the station, and he's like, let's get a copy. They're like, we record over the tape, so we don't care. And then he has to go through this whole process of finding a tape, and then he meets his ultimate fan who records everything, but he's like almost a aluminum foil hat guy, I guess, the best way. What was crazy though is they kind of play a joke, and then he could have got the tape, but he decides to leave it incomplete as a growth opportunity, right?
Yeah.
The weird thing is, the guy with the collection today is probably rich or on YouTube, and he's making so many
Boy.
people's and the thing is, like, these collectors or hoarders, it's like their lives, and sometimes it's hard to be them, but then it's like they did so much good stuff. Like if they're organizing it well, right? And it's crazy just to think how many commercials are on, and I'm like, thank goodness somebody taped that. Or when they make edits to movies after the fact, people save it, they
Yeah.
notice it, and I appreciate that. And that's what I think, that information, and as long as we always use that with the Substack. And that's what I like about Substack. They make it very easy
No.
for you to make yourself a business. Like if you look into the podcast thing, they can just send it to the channels for you. Like they do a lot of the legwork for you. They just want you to promote the platform, and I think it's very easy with the amount of support that we get. Like we have 7 viewers now. I've done 2 hours with just myself, so this is very.
I know, and honestly, what's awesome too is that it's like with Jeff and Jenny, it's like I'm newly subscribed to them, so it's like it's awesome to see them. But the fact that it's like pathology of being seen, it's like Andy, I found out it's like she is a fellow Oregonian, so I'm like
Hmm.
definitely love the repping. And then it's like Martin, of course. It's like on August 20th, I'm going to be on his show.
It's kind of cool now that you get to go, like, and I remember a celebrity was, I guess, complaining or saying it's like you're always doing a show now. I'm like, well, that's better than you're not working for a soloist company doing 4 rounds. You're meeting different people, and everybody you brush, you bring each other up. Just like,
I know. And honestly, at the same time, though, even though it's like I'm excited about the idea of growing and then it's like becoming more, it's like I never want to become jaded by the process.
I think for us, just saying, if you find that, because I think you and I have this unique ability based on dates or just emotions or what we're attracted to in terms of just tapping into the feeling of knowing how we felt when we, like, how when you picked up the magazine or the herbal essence, but you remember the process of actually doing that.
Yeah.
And there's weird times where I get sad and I'll be nostalgic for like something I did 2 weeks ago because I was locked in, and I'm like, oh, those were good times back then. I'm like, what the heck am I thinking? Like you let your your brain like slow you down, but I don't think it could be jaded if you just do what you want to do. Because
I know.
even,
And then honestly, it's like even 3 days before we went on Maddox's show, it's like I was in such shock. I'm like, I was afraid that y'all were gonna like take the piss out of me, and I was like freaking out to my
oh
mom and my
no,
shrink. I'm like, oh my god.
no,
And then
he
it's like when I wrote part one of Before Monday Night, and then when I wrote part two of Before Monday Night.
he's a little new to it, and he like gave me the confidence because I saw some of his videos pop up, and I was like, yeah, I could do that because I used to be a DJ at college. So I'm like, I've done this. It's just I've always been afraid of not having enough technology. Like MB, and is it the MBTI? Is that the the it tells you introvert, extrovert. Like at least
Uh-huh.
mine, what I've seen people say, it's like you're afraid of not looking prepared. So I'd
Yeah.
rather I'll spend weeks overthinking and not doing it, and then lately I've just been like, yeah. Fix it later. You look stupid. And then the other thing is any negative comments you get, redirect it or accept them and say, hey, thanks for pushing my algorithm. That's
I
literally
mean,
all you did, you know?
fortunately, I have not had any mean comments yet, but it's like
No,
what
no, no,
was
not
really
on here.
scary.
I'm saying in general.
Oh,
But
in general,
Substack has been, I have not gotten any negative comments.
everybody's been amazing here.
Very, it's a very, and that's why I like coming to this platform. This goes to other platforms, but I like
Yeah.
coming here because it's a very warm. But there have been a lot of people, they make comments on the makeup, and one of my favorites are like,
Honestly,
see,
I think that's fucking cool.
right, thank you. I appreciate that. And most of my content's in black and white. I think it makes it look better and it also stops you. And I like black and white films. And when I was a kid, I didn't get it. It was Casablanca that made me see it. And I'm like,
Yeah,
it's not old. It's, and if anything, once I was able to watch silent films, I'm like, they're living just like we are. If you see it restored in the quality of
yeah,
how film, you're like, so, and we're not, and the thing is, I think we like to think we're better. We're not better. We're more educated and we have more technology, but we're not actually better than the people. We have different rules and, stuff happens and we're trying to do better. And I think us putting out the content is helping because, some guy with makeup and some other guy wearing reverse outfits. It's like, we're almost like a
yeah.
Blues
It's like
Brothers.
honestly, it's like my big philosophy is that it's like with my stuff, if somebody finds one of my pieces right when they need it, and it helps them feel seen, feels heard, and it's like that makes it 100% worth it.
And you see, and people were like, "Oh yeah, thanks for listening to me," or "Thanks." And like the other thing that Substack has gotten in my head is like looking into other people's work, seeing
Yeah,
why they're producing, and you really get a feel for that. And then what I've tried to translate into other platforms, because I'll go into the other platforms looking kind of like it's almost like you're searching and you can find maybe like a room full of red dots, one blue dot, and that's like someone
yeah,
that's genuine and then they're trying and they may seem a little uncomfortable with their content and they might be copying, but at the same time that whatever they're doing, it's you want to support them. And that's the other thing, it's like you see them going to be good and all they need is someone to say hey, because you'll see no comments and then you'll see them post. Sometimes be that first comment, just say
absolutely. That is my favorite thrill. It's like when I see stuff and I restack it, and when I share it, it's like I love paying it forward.
it. And it takes 2 seconds, and if anything, Maddox has like brought us together, so I'm appreciative.
Yeah,
And he brought me and some other people together. So it's this weird because a lot of times when I wear the makeup, people just come up to me and start talking to me at conventions. It's great. It takes
yeah.
the leg. I'm not a good approacher. I'm good at talking. I'll respond, but if not the first. And it's so helpful because I also like because clowns aren't always scary, inspired by clowns. But little kids aren't scared when they see me, which is a good feeling because I could be an evil clown. That could be a whole separate project.
See,
But
as much as I hated clowns, I think my favorite clown would definitely be Tim Curry.
okay. He actually voiced the Joker on the animated series before he was replaced by Mark Hamill, and it was a good change because you think Tim Curry would be perfect for it, but what Mark Hamill brought to it was
Yeah,
just and but Tim Curry, oof, I love Tim Curry. Legend from 1986 is one of my favorite movies like ever, and him
I
in
know
that
when he did
movie.
the picture show. It's like when he was in the
Hmm.
hotel work, the front desk worker in Home Alone 2.
That's the first movie I've ever seen him in, and like you talk to a Tim Curry fan, you're like, "Oh, what do you know him from?" Home Alone 2, and they're like, "What?" Like, yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's like
then
the only thing I know is that I it's going to be really hard to watch this year since John Hurt and Catherine O'Hara are now both dead.
yeah, that that's a tough one, and it's like that's your childhood. I was especially like when you grow up and people are gone. Like Hulk Hogan died last year, not the,
Yeah.
but
And then even last month, the friggin' pigeon lady died.
yeah, and you're like, and so the other day, Cooter from Dukes of Hazzard passed away,
I saw that too.
and I'm like, and the thing is, Dukes of Hazzard was like before our time, but still, it's like
Yeah.
it just still makes you think, and then I like to see what Dick Van Dyke says. It's like it's he sees a lot of people he's grown up with gone. Like if not everyone, like just imagine a whole century and the world's changed. And I've noticed one of the things I've before I run out of battery, so I'm kind of
Yeah.
wrap it up. But I love talking to you. I'm sorry.
And
We're
I can't
definitely gonna
wait
have to do
until our
this.
next one.
Okay, I like this. Um, the shit. Sorry, brain fart. Where'd I go? What was I saying?
Yeah, I have something. It's like
Oh,
I'm thrilled that Dick made it to 100, but it was really shocking that it's like the day after Dick Van Dyke turned 100 that Rob Reiner and his wife were killed.
that one hit me in a way like Phil Hartman. Like anytime it's a
I
family,
remember that.
that one, yeah. And I just watched Small Soldiers, which was his last
Yeah,
movie.
I felt that's like even though it's like his wife did what she did, it's like I felt bad for her too.
Yeah, because there had to be something going on, and just and the whole Rob Reiner thing, and Rob Reiner like as a talent, and as just a humanitarian, and some of the films he's made, and so many of the talent he's fostered. He found Wes Anderson, not found, but he like
Yeah,
helped discover him. Castle Rock Entertainment, Princess Bride, Spinal Tap. When Harry Met fucking Sally, like Rob
yes.
Reiner. And the other thing is Rob Reiner's Harry when Harry Met Sally. And one of the things a good portion of my life, people knew what he did in that movie was he like depression was his best friend, so he kind of liked it at the same time. And I'm like, I remember hearing that, and I'm like, yeah, I remember doing it. And I thought it was so weird, but hearing someone else doing that and then making a movie, depression's his best friend, and then they bond over Casablanca. So I don't know. Oh, sorry, the cardology, the nines. A lot of times, in order to let go, you have to let go in order to let new things in. Dick Van Dyke over the year, just imagine if he was like stuck to when he was born. And I think our generation, especially millennials, like our nostalgia is a little bit different because
Yeah.
where we are, where I think generationally our parents were supposed to be, just if you're just doing it at a flat average level. Home Alone 2, Father of the Bride, like we were kids and our parents were going through their nostalgia era. And I really
Yes.
love that period of nostalgia. I love the baby boomers artistic nostalgia. Like I love
Mm.
Spielberg, De Palma, Stand By Me. I like the 80s and 90s versions of the 1950s and 60s.
Oh, I
And
know.
it's kind of they give it that nice gloss that it had, but sometimes it gives you that hard punching stuff that they didn't talk about. And like a lot of those good stories, like Sandlot. I not that's one of them, but Sandlot's like a very nice feeling movie. Always brings back good memories.
Yes.
James Earl Jones, the dog, Great Bambino.
Yeah.
It's the same guy.
Yeah, and what's crazy too is that it's like the mom from Sandlot. It's like I don't know if you remember the pilot episode of Knots Landing, but it's like the mom in Sandlot was Sid Fairgate's older daughter who disappeared after the first episode.
Huh. I isn't is Not Landing a spin-off of something, or it's a spin-off,
It
or
was Knots Landing was spun off of Dallas.
that was it. So Dallas, I knew of it because the DVDs I used to watch. I watched like you for entertainment. I did
Yeah,
DVD news. I just watched. I looked at everything that came out. Didn't watch everything, but I liked the boxes. I would have been a good reporter then. Like could do it today, but I think it's an oversaturated market, and it wouldn't
yeah,
interest
my
me.
dream job back when I was a kid, I wanted to be right next to Mary Hart on Entertainment Tonight.
I mean, yeah, that Mary Hart in the '90s. I remember when she would talk and Kramer would go have a seizure. It was like a joke in the show.
That was based on a real thing, a woman getting seizures from Mary Hart's voice. And
Okay, so yeah.
since May of 2011, I have not watched an episode of Entertainment Tonight since.
Mm. Yeah, it changes, like Jeopardy's not without
Yeah,
Trebek.
and just like when in May of 2025, when Deborah Norville quit Inside Edition, I have not seen Inside Edition since.
And what's funny is these franchises were made by the people, but the successors don't always hold up. Like I think a
Yeah.
rarity would be the Tonight Show. I don't know about the quality. I think Carson first for entertainment, it seems like Carson dominated 30 years in terms of just
Oh, he did.
power. It like I don't think there's anyone like that now in terms
Yeah.
of like there's people that have power can like bring you up, but there's nobody's gonna be like points or. you get to sit down next to him and that's it,
And
you
the
know.
whole Johnny Carson thing, especially May of 1985 when A View to a Kill was coming out and Grace Jones was on.
Hmm. I like watching some of his old episodes. He's
No.
probably like, I wish there was some we had something like him today. Real Time with Bill Maher is like in that he's of that era and he
Yeah.
talks about him all the time, but it's not. But I like Johnny Carson. I'd say this is my second favorite would be Dick Cavett. Just the way he would just do he's one of my favorite interviewers. I love Dick
Yeah,
Cavett
Dick
and
Cavett is my all-time favorite, and it's like one of the ones I remember was it was probably weeks before Janis Joplin died. It was featuring Raquel Welch and Janis Joplin.
hmm. Yeah, because she pops up some. I need to watch that one because I'll watch the people I know, and then sometimes I'll go down a Dick Cavett. Like I'm careful with Dick Cavett because like
And also the fact that Dick Cavett was a mental health advocate, and it's
he
in the
was
early days, him talking about electroconvulsive therapy.
anything he talked about, and he talked about it with such a pure heart, and at the same time, he had people he had such respect for, and even him on Cheers, he showed up on Cheers. I
Yeah,
thought that was fun, and he showed up in Nightmare on Elm Street 3, and they had I think it was him on the show, and then they're like he's I don't know if he suggested there's some joke, but Zsa Zsa Gabor, and he's like I would never have Zsa Zsa Gabor on my show, but in A Nightmare on Elm Street, she's on his show because in reality he said that would never happen. I'm like that's just this
exactly.
funny
Yeah, just
alternate
like in the
universe.
Addams Family when Sally Jesse Raphael is on there, and then it's like Gomez calls in and she's like, "Mr. Adams, please stop calling."
You said Gomez. I have to say this. Raul Julia, Raul Julia, Raul
Yeah.
Julia. I love this man. Why is there no biopic? Why are there not more things about him? He is one of the finest actors that ever lived. Ever. I'm just going to say it. I don't
They
care.
need to make it. They need to do a biopic of him.
He needs a
Seriously.
biography. He, in terms of like a young boy, in terms of saying like a man that I would want to be, like he had Angelica Houston, and of course, and that like, but he was cool, he was suave, he was funny, and he was respectful, prideful, but he also was goofy. Like he had everything, and that's not who Gomez was. Gomez was actually a more stout, chunky guy, and we're like, okay, it's kind of like Wolverine is not 6'4", and but you know what? But Raul Julia, he's presumed innocent from 1990, not 1990s. Fantastic. He's so good in that. Um, but I am at 3%, and we are coming up at 4, so we'll wrap this up
Yeah,
at
and then
4.
it's like I got the message out there. It's like thanking everybody, and then of
Oh,
course it's like plugging you because you are iconic. But so before this dies, thank you so much for having me.
I will definitely have you back soon. If anything, I'm gonna try to do these. My goal is to try to do these daily or try to have like a morning podcast. I like the theory of Joe Rogan's podcast. Don't
Yeah.
love everything, but he has that Dick Cavett-ness of having anybody on,
Oh, I
and I
know.
think that's the direction we need to go into. And I took an interviewing class. I love doing it, even though I've been very chatty and I feel like I talk over. I'm still getting better at this, and I'm learning. But thank you so much for showing up. I'm glad. I look forward to seeing you more on other channels, and I'm sure the two of us are just gonna we're gonna have a photo next to each other one of these days. And it's gonna be
Definitely. And then it's like when I get my show, you're coming on my show
all right. I'll
next.
be there. All right. I mean, I do have travel vouchers, so I will. I can come see you at some point. We will make that happen. Tavis, thank you so much. Thank you all for coming here to the Sappy Sorcerer Soapbox. We will be back soon. Tavis has been fantastic. We look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye bye.